small talk, and friendship. Social rules in the U.S. Welcome to English with Billy, the podcast that explores the little things and the big things that make us who we are. I'm your host, Billy, and today we're exploring something that can be confusing for people visiting or living in the United States: friendship and small talk. Well, you might have noticed that Americans seem very friendly and open when you first meet them. They smile, they ask how you're doing, and they love to make small talk. But what does all this friendliness really mean? And how do Americans make friends? In today's episode, we'll explore the unwritten rules of social interaction in the U.S., how friendships are formed, and why small talk is more important than it seems. We'll also learn some new vocabulary to help you navigate these situations with confidence. Let's start with small talk. What is it? Small talk is casual conversation about simple topics, like the weather, your plans for the weekend, or how your day is going. It's the kind of conversation you have with someone you don't know well, like a coworker, a neighbor, or even a stranger at a coffee shop. Americans love small talk. It's a way to be polite and friendly, and it helps create a comfortable atmosphere. You might hear someone say, "How are you?" when you pass them on the street. But here's the interesting part. When people ask, "How are you?" they usually don't expect a long or detailed answer. A simple, "Good, how are you?" is usually enough. What does the word atmosphere mean in this context? Atmosphere refers to the feeling or mood in a place. Small talk creates a friendly and relaxed atmosphere, even if the conversation is short. Small talk might feel superficial, meaning not very deep, but it serves an important purpose. It breaks the ice, which means it helps people feel more comfortable before getting to know each other better. So, what do Americans usually talk about when they make small talk? Some common topics include the weather. "It is so sunny today," or "Can you believe all this rain?" Sports. "Did you watch the game last night?" Sports are a big part of American culture, and talking about them is an easy way to connect. Plans for the weekend. "Hey, do you have any fun plans for this weekend?" This is a friendly way to start a conversation, but there are also topics that people usually avoid, especially with people they don't know well. For example, it's not common to talk about politics or religion in casual conversations. These topics can lead to disagreements and make people uncomfortable. If you're visiting the U.S. or meeting Americans, don't worry too much about saying the perfect thing. The key is to be friendly and open. Even if your English isn't perfect, people will usually appreciate the effort you make to connect. Now, let's talk about friendship. Americans can seem very friendly and warm when you first meet them. They might invite you to join a group activity, offer to show you around town, or chat with you like you've been friends for years. But making a true, deep friendship can take time. Why is this? Well, American culture values individualism. This means that people often prioritize their own goals, and they might move around the country for work or school, making it hard to maintain long-term friendships. But this doesn't mean Americans don't care about friendships. They do, but they often form these connections through shared activities. For example, people in the U.S. often make friends by joining clubs, taking exercise classes, or participating in volunteer work. If you have a hobby, like playing basketball or cooking, it can be a great way to meet people. Friendships often grow from doing things together rather than just talking. Let's learn the word individualism. Individualism is the belief that each person should be independent and self-reliant. In the U.S., this sometimes means that people focus more on themselves and their own families, but it doesn't mean they don't value friends. Another important thing to understand is that friendships in the U.S. come in different levels. There are acquaintances, casual friends, and close friends. Acquaintances are people you know a little bit, like someone you see at work or in your neighborhood. You might chat with them and be friendly, but you don't share personal details about your life. Casual friends are people you spend time with, maybe at a party or a group event. You like hanging out with them, but these are friends that you might not talk with every day. Close friends are the people you trust and share your feelings with. These friendships take time to build, but they are very meaningful. It's normal in the U.S. for people to have a lot of acquaintances and a smaller number of close friends. Americans also tend to respect personal space. This means they might be very friendly in social settings, but still want time alone or with their families. If you're learning English and want to make friends in the U.S., here are some helpful tips. 1. Join activities. Take a class, join a club, or volunteer. These are great ways to meet people who have similar interests. 2. Practice small talk. Don't worry about having deep conversations right away. Starting with simple topics can help you feel more comfortable. 3. Be open and friendly. Smile, make eye contact, and show that you're interested in what others have to say. A positive attitude can go a long way. 4. Be patient. Building strong friendships takes time. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't happen right away. We can't talk about friendships in the U.S. without mentioning the impact of social media. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat make it easy to stay in touch with friends, even if you don't see them often. For some people, social media is a way to share updates about their lives and connect with people they've met, especially if they've moved to a new city. But there's a downside, too. Social media can make friendships feel less personal. Sometimes people feel closer to their online friends than to people they see in real life. The key is to use social media as a tool to connect, but not to rely on it too much. Here's a word: impact. Impact means the effect or influence something has on another thing. Social media has a big impact on how people make and maintain friendships today. friendship and small talk in the U.S. can be both simple and complex. On one hand, Americans are open and friendly, and small talk is a way to break the ice. On the other hand, building deep, lasting friendships takes time and effort, often through shared activities and experiences. If you're learning English or trying to make friends in the U.S., don't be afraid to start small. A smile, a simple "How are you?" or joining a fun group activity can open doors to new connections. Thank you for joining me today on English with Billy. I hope this episode gave you a better understanding of how Americans make friends and communicate with each other. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe and join us next time for more stories about life, culture, and human behavior. Until then, stay curious and keep connecting with the world around you.